What's up? Welcome to the Virzi Triplets show. Today, what? It's just the intro.
Yeah,
voice.
no.
Welcome to the show.
That's how I've always done it. It's
It's a
just
joke that Alex would do a TV show host voice right off the get-go, and he does every time.
joining us today is comedian Jeff Leach. Thank you so
Hey.
much for coming on the podcast.
Cheers.
Jack-
It's my pleasure to get lost in six beautiful, bright blue eyes.
Dude, I've got a boner already. This is crazy.
He has indeed got a boner. Very short shorts.
In my
We're all
tiny-
wearing short shorts, lads. We're doing it.
It is the season. It is the season. Girls have sundress season. Guys have short season.
Short shorts.
Are you a 5-inch seam guy, 7 or 9-inch seam guy?
Is this a penis-related question? I'm
No,
confused.
that's the new.
That's how they measure
That's
it.
how they measure the inseam.
Of your shorts?
Yes.
I got no idea, bro. I
Are
am
you a-
like, are my old saggy testicles going to drop out the bottom of these shorts kind of guy? And if the answer is yes, then I get slightly bigger ones.
Okay, so
Fair
you're a 9-inch seam guy. That's what that is.
I'm a 9-inch ball seam guy. Yeah.
Got it, okay.
Do you have saggy balls?
They're not saggy. I mean, I'm 38, dude. Like, let's be.
you look good
You know
for
what?
38.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. We've been bigging each other up. Oh, now he's being fucking mean. He was lovely to me earlier on. He's been sitting there stroking my leg.
That's true.
You know what it is that, like, I always felt good about my genitalia. Because, I'm tall dudes.
Yeah.
You guys don't know what that's like. And it's like, so to be in proportion to your height is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's good.
But now my nuts are like, my cock was a good 8.5, 9 inches, erect. But now my balls are like 10, 11 inches.
Oh,
Which
really?
ruins it. Ruins
Yeah.
the effect. So now the cock looks small, the balls look really overwhelming.
Yeah, it adds like a back shadow that doesn't need to be.
Yeah,
there.
I'm just grateful I'm getting married, because
Well, we don't know what it's like to be
I
in.
don't have to convince anyone else to look at them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
We don't know what it's like to be in proportion with our heights because our cocks are so big and we're just so
Absolutely.
We're
You're
so
like, they
short
call you
of
the
guys.
tripod triplet.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
they call you.
my balls aren't impressive. They're not. I let the dick do the work.
No
but
man's balls
No-
are
no
impressive.
low
No one
hangers.
pulls out their balls and everyone goes, "Whoa, look at those beautiful things."
I'm convinced my balls are not going to stay pretty high and tight for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna. I
A
don't think
marine
they're gonna drop.
haircut. Yeah.
Nice.
I used to not care about it, but as I'm getting older, I'm like, I would consider scrotox. Like, I would consider having a little tuck up on it.
Scrotox.
Scrotox. It's a thing. Scrotox.
Would you do that? It's where they.
I've only just learned about it. Give me
Yeah.
a minute to catch
So-
up. What scrotox is an action? You put Botox into your testicles.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not
And
into
it-
the testicles, but into the sack.
yes,
the
and it's
sack,
supposed
and
to
it
prevent
tightens it up.
Because when it wrinkles, it'll sag, but it
Sure,
tightens it
sure,
up and
sure.
keeps it up there. So could be
Wow.
something to consider.
No, absolutely not. No one's putting a fucking injection into my testicles.
Fair
That is
enough.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well-
but you boy, we were talking about procedures before.
I was
we
going to
even
say,
started with this.
we did back-to-back hair transplants, so we could all go in together and get some scrotox done if you're down.
I mean, no. That's another podcast that is not going to happen. That could be a Patreon pledge.
A Patreon
Okay,
pledge.
there we go.
Yeah. All right, sure. For the Patreon pledge, I'm in.
I would do a live for a Patreon. I would do a live hair transplant. Like I would put a camera in the room and
Are
go
you
for
not
it.
concerned about? See, like hair transplant, I'd absolutely get done. Like we were even
Oh, yeah.
discussing it. I from anxiety scratched the top of my head until I scarred my scalp. So I might even get it done to cover that up.
Yeah.
But like, Botox in your balls, does that not like concern you? Do you want to have kids one day?
Yeah, one day.
Well, I already plan on like freezing them like ahead of time.
What, the
and then-
children or your?
Yeah, both. Freeze them ahead of time and
Right.
then get a vasectomy, get scrotox, and then I'm good.
Well, this
You
would.
planned it all out.
Yeah,
man.
I'm good.
I love
Why
it,
haven't
yeah.
you froze your goo already?
You know, you're right. This is probably a good time to do it because
Yeah,
I'm off.
I would
I'm off Diet
Every
Coke.
single day, those bad boys are getting weaker. You realise that?
You're right. You're
The
right.
longer you leave it, mate, the less chance there is that you're ever going to have a little baby, another set. Oh yeah, you guys are going to have fucking twins or triplets as well, probably, right?
We have a lot of multiples in our family.
Yeah.
Our-
say-
we have.
Sorry, I just spat all over you.
You're good. No, I didn't get on me.
They say after 35, they consider it geriatric sperm. That's what they call
Okay.
it. After older than 35. it's-
Really?
Yes.
I've got geriatric sperm.
You got geriatric sperm,
Technically,
bro.
But my pull-out game has been fantastic. But on the occasions that it hasn't been, there's been some unwanted pregnancies.
And how do you handle
So I
that?
feel, well, you asked the lady, what do you want to do with this? Because it's her choice, really. But I mean, most of my partners, I've been very fortunate that people who have got pregnant, we weren't looking to have a baby. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
That's good. Yeah.
We were just lazy.
Do the old fall down.
Drunk or whatever, right?
That's usually how it
Or a
goes.
little fucked up at a festival. Look, yeah, look
Yeah.
at my sperm. It's like
Yeah.
juice from the space.
You know, they take a little fall down the stairs.
me. Oh no, we're pregnant. What should we do?
I've never left it in a girl.
Even if he wears a condom, he doesn't leave it in.
I
You
pull out
pull out every
every
time.
single. I am 0 out of 1,000 times I've never left it.
I
in.
believe that as well.
Yeah.
Even though this is a comedy podcast, I feel like you're being
Oh,
completely genuine.
I'm dead serious. I've never, even with my longtime girlfriend, like never have I left it in.
If you don't mind me saying, right, you guys have like there's a duality to you as just as men, but also as a triplet unit.
Yes.
That one half of you looks incredibly just. You seem like very just genuine, sweet dudes. You're kind of all a little bit shy, a little cheeky dimples. We all got the dimples. It's the dimple crew today. But then the other part of it looks like you could eat and murder people together. There is a little energy like that. And I'm not trying to be a dick. Like,
No,
there's a
you're
part of
right.
you, like, and I believe that you get them and go, I will never come in a woman, even with a little bit, like you're a little bit on the spectrum that way. Do
Well,
you know what I mean?
they think I'm the sociopath.
45
Otherwise, the devil
sperm.
will jump from her vagina into my penis.
Well, no, I just don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it.
Well,
Like,
hey, we grew up around like a lot of blue collar people, and like they always give you the same story. Like, I didn't want to marry this girl, but I didn't pull out, and the
Grew up in a lot
condom
of
broke.
broken homes. Is that what you're saying? Just
Around a
miserable
lot, yeah. A
relationships.
lot of the people we worked with in our hometown were like dudes like that, where they just they all had their little sob story about why they didn't,
They all
because
married their childhood fucking sweethearts,
Yes.
and they realized
Because
when
they had a baby.
29 that maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Simi Valley is a great place for 16 or teenage and pregnant or whatever the show is. 16
Right,
and
right.
pregnant. 16 and pregnant. That's where it takes place. Is in our hometown.
Now, when did you guys start getting sexually active though? Because did you do it all? Was it like a unified thing?
Yes.
No.
You were
late.
Alex
Well,
was a
he was
late
saying
bloomer.
if we did it all at the same time was what he was. implying.
No, that is a question.
Oh,
we get
I
asked
did
all the
mean,
time.
did you like scrounge your money together? And go, look, together, the three of us can afford one prostitute. I don't mean that. I meant like, did you around the same period of your lives all lose your virginity?
Senior year for me, Halloween, senior year. It was dope.
Well, that's 18 when you were 18, right?
I was 17 at the time. Yeah.
I was 18. Alex was at 21.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer.
21,
I was a late bloomer.
bro.
Yeah.
And you mentioned kind of long-term girlfriend that he doesn't pull out anything.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is-
So we talked about this before the podcast. Is there a proper way to tell your girl that she's putting on weight?
Yeah, you quietly in your own head. Why would you want to bring that pain upon yourself?
Because I did tell an ex-girlfriend that she put on about 10 to 15 pounds.
Can I hazard a guess as why she's now an ex-girlfriend? It might have been you telling her.
And
she's
I
fat.
did it as tastefully but bluntly as possible. So
He would grab cow prods and poke them. He would grab little
Mum
forceps.
just went, ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Tagged her ear as livestock. Yeah.
Well, when we were early on. We were both going to the gym a lot, and she was like, "Oh, hey, if any one of us gets out of shape or we stop going to the gym, we'll tell each other, right?" And I'm like,
Oh, okay. So what? Hang on a sec. All right, that's different. If
Yes.
you set up the proviso when you're both like
Yes.
fitness people, she
Yes.
was into fitness and you're into fitness, obviously.
sitting all that cake in her mouth. That's what she was doing.
Oh wow, Jesus!
But yeah, no, that's what the pretext was. Hey,
Not
if
still friends then, no?
I don't know. If she
Here's the
talks
thing,
to me.
Not if she listens to this fucking episode.
No, she definitely doesn't. She doesn't.
Alex is not friends with girls that he dates afterwards. I'm usually like pretty.
You're cut and dry.
Yeah,
No.
was in you and now it's not. Therefore, we cannot speak again.
His is a burn it all down. If it's
gets
gonna
burned
happen.
usually.
You are. Yeah, he's going to be the serial killer.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody already agrees on that.
To them, I'm already insufferable to date, but I'm charming enough where they date me. But then afterwards, it's like abso-fucking-lutely never going back to that.
Yeah,
Right,
Ted Bundy was the same way.
Yeah.
Very charming, and then you never went back.
Actually, Sherrod Small has a whole bit about Ted Bundy and about how he's the Jordan of serial killers. But I didn't know half the shit he got away with. You know, he escaped prison twice.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Twice. Once because he was left alone in the library.
And he got out.
Yeah, he jumped through a fucking window.
He just
they
hid in
just
the
went,
bookshop?
well, Mr. Bundy, enjoy your reading session.
And that's not even like a difficult way of escaping. He just hopped through the window.
Went through the window and then managed to get to the next town, killed women on the way, got to another town, killed more women, and then got on a plane flight and flew somewhere else. This was Ted Bundy.
Dude, I wish it would be so much easier to
It'd be
commit
amazing
crimes.
being white in America, isn't it? Because let's be real, if you're a black geezer and you went through the same thing,
No, that
they
would
would have stopped. There would have been a few stops. There would have been a few moments where they went, "Hang on a second."
Well, it's also
They probably
amazing.
wouldn't have let him on the plane.
Probably wouldn't let him on the plane. Do you know what I mean?
You could have gotten away with so many more crimes back in the day.
Being a good-looking white dude.
Yeah, it's so hard now if you were going to get away with crimes. But back in the day, dude, catch me if you can. They just wrote fake checks and it's like, yeah, I'm a millionaire. And they're like, okay,
Yeah.
I think I'm more impressed that Ted Bundy was able to do it all with a unibrow. Like he was so charming and had a unibrow.
yeah.
That's not a flattering look.
That's come back into fashion now. That shit's all back in fashion.
True.
bro.
Has it? Anthony
Yeah.
Davis.
That's true.
Not that he's fashionable, but he's put it on the map.
Well, it's fashionable to be unique.
Yeah,
It's like
I got the London look. See, it's like a gap in the tooth. I could have
Yeah.
got that done when I had my braces. I was like, nah, keep the gap. I want a gap.
I
got
actually liked the gap. The gap looks good with you.
You got
Frida Kahlo, mate.
Yeah.
One of the most famous icons for feminist culture. She's got a big fucking monobrow, hasn't she?
I don't know who that is.
Well, she was in a body cast. I don't know if she could
Of course
shave
you
it if she
don't.
wanted
You
to.
call women fat to their face. You don't know who Frida
I
Kahlo is.
said, hey. I didn't call her fat. I said, hey.
Chubby. What's up?
I said, hey, I've noticed you put on some weight, and I think, whatever we need to do. Look at this. Look at those. Those weren't there when I started dating you.
That's not even her breast.
That's
No.
her
Just
belly.
around the back of her.
Yeah, that's
her tongue.
the muffin top.
Here's the deal. I feel like if you set the proviso with your partner, where you said at the beginning of your relationship, look, we're both into fitness. If we ever start slipping badly, we'll be honest with each other. Me and my girl, me and my fiance, we both work out. We're both into fitness, and we definitely hold ourselves accountable. But I would never tell her she's put on weight. Even when she goes, oh, God, I've put on a little weight or whatever, I go, baby, you look fucking gorgeous. I go, but if you want to start working out, if you want to do something, like if you've been slacking,
Yeah.
then I encourage her that way.
Yeah,
Yes.
but doesn't that
You can't just be like, you
That's
look fat
that's the
because
normal. That's the normal way to
but
do
doesn't
it.
that
not bring you as much pleasure as
no, it does, but doesn't that cause the, enable the problem? Like if as comedian, we're all hold on. Let me.
Cuck, bro. Is that what's happening here?
I'm saying
Am I getting libtard cuck simped here right now? Is that what's going?
if we're comedians and we tell a joke and the audience fake laughs and we go, oh, that joke's funny, that doesn't help us. Granted, you should be able to tell that. You can tell.
Hold on. Let me
Never had anyone fake laugh. I couldn't possibly relate to this.
let me just add some
I
context.
get what you were saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's.
But one
you need the brutal truth, even if it hurts.
But also, if you care about someone, you value them romantically, especially.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, I like how you all looked at me when I coughed there, like, oh, fuck it, it's all right, I've been
But-
tested.
Oh, we don't care.
But I value them romantically, but I also don't want to, tough love.
What Alex is forgetting, what Alex is leaving out, by the way, is that this girl was going through nursing school.
No.
An accelerated program.
Hold on.
So it's like,
Not at the time.
hey, she was
No.
busy.
No. Not
He was
at
feeding
that.
her cake for her OnlyFans page on a daily basis.
She had to pay her nursing bill somehow.
You're trying to compare a relationship with another human to an art form. You just try to compare it to stand up,
just
an
saying-
audience, a whole different
I'm just
connection.
saying.
You know when you're doing the performance of love, right?
Yes,
And you're
yeah.
pretending you care about someone. Isn't it appropriate
This is the
to-
process of it. Yes.
Well, no, as brothers and just we grew up with all dudes. We didn't really grow up with girls, so everything was to your face. Hey, I don't like your stupid shirt. I
Yeah,
tell
but
you
that's
that
to your
face.
bros, though.
Yes.
You know what this is? This is the energy of a guy with two brothers.
3.
Oh, three, but two triplet.
True.
brothers
Yes.
And another brother.
Yes.
That's a lot of male energy
It
to
is.
throw up around.
I was going to say an incel, but that,
Well, that's only if. Have you been on Reddit lately? Do you
No,
write
I have
4
not.
Are you on 4chan?
Reddit's a little-
Top. Have you ever posted a manifesto?
I have not. I wish I could write
Wait,
that.
I like how you went. I have not, but
Yeah.
you looked up
Considered
like
it.
That's
wish-
something I could do.
I wish I could
that'll
write
be on the
that much.
Patreon, yeah.
Yeah.
Only short form writing for us.
I like that. Short
man-
story. Keep it short story.
Yeah.
No one ever does that with manifestos. They make them too long. These
you think?
fucking,
Yeah.
these school shooters, these like terrorists, homegrown terrorists. They always write pages and pages and pages. Bro, keep it short.
What if
If
they
you
did
do,
like
if it's a quick read, like I
Give me
would,
a
I would
TLDR,
consider
do
it.
you
I
know
was
what
going to say,
mean?
too long didn't read.
Give me a little like, oh, I hate the world and everyone can suck a dick and my dad touched me. Boom.
Yeah.
That's
Easy.
okay.
What if they did like a
We
pop-up-
get it. We get it, Brandon.
like a pop-up manifesto, like one of those pop-up kids books for the
Yeah,
manifesto.
yeah,
that would be people would read that.
Yeah, colouring in
But-
book. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it a
Colouring in
chill.
all the characters that I hate at my local school. How are we going to solve this? Come on, man. We're like 4 straight white dudes who, like, I think
Well-
are decent dudes. How are we going to stop fucking white boys shooting people up?
That's
we
a
do
little
that?
heavy for. I think
That's too heavy.
I think
Podcast, like, we don't do politics.
I-
No, how do we
We're the-
stop school shootings?
We're the Flores lava triplets.
I think if we keep calling girls fat, I think that'll really help.
Oh,
If we
no.
just push the self-esteem.
How about this?
I
I've got a better idea. How about we normalize sex work more, right? Because
Oh, for prostitution.
Yo,
Yeah.
and like porn stars, even just porn stars, bro, they go through so much difficult
Yeah.
strife just operating their businesses.
Yeah.
And yet, imagine how many more fucking pew, pew, pew there would be around if all
Well-
these little incels couldn't just furiously fat one out to stepmummy porn on a fucking Sunday. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, especially nowadays, because I feel like if there was one thing that came from the pandemic, it was like so many people starting OnlyFans. It's almost like
A lot of free time to
accepted.
fat- Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, well, that too. But like, it's almost like accepted now that like, okay, yeah, some people do that on the side. They do sex. So like, at least that came from it a little bit.
We have not done an OnlyFans, but many have asked.
Yeah.
People have asked us to start an OnlyFans.
I've heavily considered doing one for my ass.
Here's what I think you should do is just do one together. And you don't have to do naked,
Yeah.
like full nudity, but just do like getting some fucking tidy whities and just be like leaning on each other, shit like that over each other's shoulders.
Yeah.
And seriously, and it's not going to be super hot fucking women who are going to be hitting you up. It's
No.
gonna be a lot of dudes
Yeah, oh,
jerking
yeah.
off to your photos. But you know what, bro? When you fucking buy, a second studio to do your own shit in, you go like, well, maybe it was all right putting my hand on my brother's ass cheek that one time for a little. Maybe it was okay that we were all covered in baby oil, leaning on each other. Maybe that's all right. Maybe our parents won't question us.
Listen, everybody
for sticking
does.
one finger in. Let's just
Everybody does things in
Mind your
LA they
boundaries.
regret. Everybody doesn't. It's LA. We don't have any. We don't have any dignity anyways.
mushrooms. Go get loose, get loose, boys.
Which, by the way, you did just come back from Joshua Tree, correct?
Yo, I just came back actually from nice segue.
Yeah.
I just went. I just went to the. I didn't realize until we got there, but my friend called me up yesterday morning when we're going to Joshua Tree to this trailer palace, Hicksville Trailer Palace, and it's got all these different trailers, and there's archery and BB guns and ping pong and hot tub and a saltwater pool and all sorts of stuff. Do you want to come out? I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. So I got some friends. We drove up there. My fiance went out there. My dog. I just had a great time. Just took a load of mushrooms, trip balls, and stared at stars, man.
Now, I've never done any drugs or anything like that.
Let's do some right now.
So what is it like to do mushrooms?
Let's find out right now.
I don't think I would do. Actually, if anything, I would probably do weed.
I would do the
mushrooms.
weed.
Who would do? Yeah.
If anything, guys, when I get crazy, I'm going to do a little of the weeds.
I might do a beer too.
Have a doobie? It would probably be weed and shrooms is what I would
It's
probably
weird because he has like you said, the kind of like that psycho killer vibe, but then he's
No, you know what? I'm
stone
working
sober.
it out more now. You know what it is? You're sweet boys. You're like sweet men. You're good
Yes.
guys. You're not douchebags. You're like good guys, and you haven't done too much crazy shit. You're like clean, pretty clean California living dudes.
Yeah, except for Mitchell and I will drink you under the table. But that's
Bro, I'm an alcoholic, recovering alcoholic. I was exceptionally good at drinking. That was the
fair enough.
problem. But yeah, I feel like I'd love to trip balls with you guys. I'd like to take you out to the fucking forest.
I would be open to it.
If
Now,
ever
hold
there was
on.
a place to do it, I would totally do it with you and then
He's gonna
Joshua
start
Tree.
the OnlyFans page. You can tell he's
Oh, I've considered it for
Would
at
you
least a year.
would you want to do mushrooms with triplets? Because
absolutely, because when I start tripping fucking balls, I'm not gonna know which one's which. It's gonna be great. I'm just gonna be all three of you will become one character. You'll be like Cerberus, the dog of Hades, a three-headed beast, just some muscular, jacked fucking three-headed beast running around the forest.
But you don't think that
guys
could go
gonna be
wrong?
Making out and doing weird shit, just like, oh my god, I'm kissing me. It's gonna be crazy. I can't wait.
you don't think that could go wrong though? Like
No, I'm gonna film it and start that OnlyFans page for you.
there you go.
Make you some real bank.
That would be awesome. If the next time you do shrooms, we'll have to go out there. We won't do them, but we'll
I'll
just,
do it. I'll do it.
That is you'll do shrooms?
Not a lot of them, but I'll take a little.
Very small microdose. You can
Do
take like
microdose.
2 capsules, have a little microdose, and just wow, the greens.
You,
Look a bit
now
more vibrant.
you seem like the guy that'd be like, "This is a microdose," and then you would give me a gigantic
Absolutely
dose.
not. Actually, you know what? I get why you say that because
Yes.
I do look like an NPC character out of a video game who
Yes.
sells you magical items.
Yeah.
But I also like the deal. The thing is like when I'm with people who are not done drugs very much, I'm a very good Sherpa for drugs. And the thing you do if you're good at taking drugs is you don't make people do more drugs than they're ready to handle and fuck them up.
yeah.
Like, otherwise they go, oh well, that's ruined it for me forever.
Yeah.
Every person who says, "Oh, I did mushrooms once, it fucked my life up," or "I took acid," or "I smoked weed and it got into a bad place," it's like because you were probably hanging out with assholes, and you got too fucked up.
Yeah.
See, I wish you would have been my Sherpa when I first started drinking because like we didn't have our parents were just like, okay, you do whatever you want and like whatever happens happens. I wish it would have had like
They trusted us.
I wish they would have been like, yo, if you're gonna drink for the first time, drink at the house. We'll make sure you're good, and then like will put you off on the thing.
Yeah,
so
I
you
get
would have been a perfect person to drink with. You've been like,
No, I would have. I was trying to kill myself. So I.
oh well.
You probably would've been like, Jeff, why are you still drinking, bro? Give us a break. Yeah.
Well, at least for shrooms, that you would be perfect. I've heard shrooms are amazing.
That's the only two things I do now anymore. Is like smoke weed and take shrooms. That's it.
Yeah.
Because I just want to do things that connect me a bit more to the universe and to the world a little bit.
Well, booze can be alcohol definitely can wear down on you over time.
Bro, it also. Here's the thing. Like I loved alcohol. Obviously, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
I also used it badly. I used it to try and escape from problems that I wasn't processing or past trauma that I hadn't yet accepted about myself or insecurities that I feel. Here's the deal. I went to a wedding like a couple of
Why'd
weeks
you look
ago.
at me at insecurities?
Oh, because we all have them. This is the thing. Men all have them, dude.
Yes.
And like we don't really talk about that shit. It's not, you know. Of course, it's not as humorous always to be like, hey, how are you feeling? And how's your stuff?
We did not do any of that growing up.
No, and even like now, guys don't do it because come on, shit talking and giving each other a hard time. That's the fun and games, right? But it's
Yes.
other part of it going like it can be quite funny acknowledging shit that is insecurity, like the fact you would talk about your hair transplant process. That's great. No, but I love that. That's strength. That's a. Why should that be a weird fucking thing? Yo, my hair was going. I want a full head of hair, so I went and got some fucking hair.
Yeah.
Girls can go out and get a pair of titties or a new
Same.
arse or some lips.
Yeah.
And all of us, you're beautiful. If that makes you feel good, it's fantastic. And we should do that.
Yeah.
And we should do the same shit for men.
And Alex,
If you want to get a couple of inches added on, you fucking get those inches, bro.
I don't need that.
he's looking he's looking
No, you
directly.
looked right at me
I've read
again.
the fucking.
You
I've
looked at
read
me
the
again.
tweet replies on your Instagram posts. I've seen the
Yeah.
comments from gals.
Well, that is a thing now. Getting a height transplant, I believe, you can add 3 inches.
Don't do that shit. That's again just born out of insecurity.
Yeah.
Also, yo, like, I don't know, Tom Cruise has had sex with some of the most beautiful, tall women in the world. You
And
know
men.
what I mean? And
According to rumors.
we just don't. Yeah, exactly. They're not tall. They're locked in a basement.
Yeah, that's true.
Underneath the Scientology.
You know how you said like, oh yeah, get hair. You want hair? Get hair. Get boobs. Alex does that with girls, except for tells them get liposuction. You need it.
Yeah, exactly.
You want it. You'll
Yeah,
look
yeah.
so much better. Just get liposuction.
What was her response, by the way? So we never dealt with that.
Tears.
She was taken aback. Naturally, if anybody gives you that kind of
But
truth.
yeah, naturally,
Yeah.
he knows what he said was
Well,
fucked
if
up.
I told you or I told anybody, if I told you something where you didn't want to admit it, but it was true, if I go, hey, you're getting fat, you need to like take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna naturally be like, whoa, but it's like sometimes you're like, all right, after you get that initial shock, you're like, yeah, you know, I've been, but I made sure I was like, hey, you know, is everything good? Are you stressed out? Is everything good at home? Is everything good with
It's
school?
all right, because you're really letting yourself go.
Yeah,
man.
that's exactly.
I'm trying to understand why you have fallen into such disarray. You
Well, I wanted to know.
fat fuck. What has
I wanted
happened
to
to
know-
your life?
I wanted to know if there's any problems that I should know about. Like, hey, you want to talk to me about anything? Like, I made sure all that was good, and then I was like, by the way,
Wow. And
what-
she was taken back.
of course. But then
And
she appreciated it. Then she's like, you know what? You're
Thanks
you're
for
right.
being honest. And then she broke up with you.
And then no, she lost. We probably dated unhappily for another year or so. But
It was the most toxic relationship ever.
Okay.
Actually,
bad.
that's not true.
And
I
now
think-
here's the deal: when you
coming
see
from you,
one of your brothers, when you see one of your brothers in a relationship with someone, you know it's like you can tell it's not good for them.
yeah,
Um,
immediately.
do you do what friends do, which is kind of go, they have to make their own mistakes. He has to like learn his own mistake because he's into her, and when he realizes she's not the right person, or do you give that advice and go, brother, got to be real with you, man. That's not a nice person.
I think we give each I think we'll do. I think like a 3-month,
Right.
trial period. See, sometimes when you meet women for the first time, you're like working things out, you're on the same page, and then you gel eventually.
Sure.
But there's definitely been some girls who was like, yeah, you weren't a good fit. And like they didn't say it until afterwards. Like we eventually end up coming to that conclusion.
Well, because obviously you're telepathically linked, so you just
Yes.
fucking say it into one.
Yeah, we can hear it as we're on the first date and it's going horribly.
I tell him. I'll let him know if I don't like a girl or whatever.
And his opinion usually doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
So usually if Alex says, hey, that's not a good fit, you do the opposite.
The brotherly shit talk.
Hey, no. We've
true.
in our household we've been do the exact opposite of what Alex says. Because Alex has been wrong about it. a lot
Don't
of
kill
things.
You're
yourself.
pointing at your producer over. Does he live in your household as well? Are you
He's
No,
with us,
he's
he's with us
around.
all the time, but he knows.
old Steve Aoki over there?
Yeah, he's in our
White
attic.
hipster Steve Aoki. over there. I love your hair, man. You're majestic. You
We
look like
need
a fucking beautiful like Arab stallion. You know one of those horses and the hair, the mane
Yeah,
is like
yes.
floating in the wind because billionaires look
I didn't
after
know. I didn't know those horses had such a part in their head.
That's what it looked like as I was running
and he came in as he came through the door.
Galloping.
Perfect trot.
Yes.
We'll have to get Dylan a mic and a camera one of these days.
Well, Jeff, you've had friends, I'm sure, where like you.
Like, hey, you look, all those visual gags, Jeff. We're gonna cut those fucking out. Because
no, we're not going to cut it.
we've been trying
Well,
to.
we always end up talking to him and being like, "Yo, Dill," but we never have a
Here's the
mic.
deal, man. I don't know about saying shit to women because, like, and the way that this is very interesting that you would mention this, right? Direct speech. I got in trouble for direct speech last year. I called someone a cunt on the internet. Now, in my defense, they were being an abhorrent cunt.
and you're British.
And I'm British, which it means a very different thing. But I was using it in the vitriolic, and I'm not going to lie and say that I was saying it cheekily or funny. I was saying it because I thought they were being a cunt.
Yeah, of course.
But this person was female and was a staff member hired by another content creator that I'd had a falling out with. He's trolled me for months, and then I exposed that he was charity scamming.
Well, thank you for bringing that onto our platform. We appreciate it.
Yeah, a little bit of drama for you. There you go. There's a clip. Anyway, but whatever. He had a staff member who was trolling me for 2 months, telling me to kill myself every day.
Oh.
Which is a little bit of a trigger for me because I tried and failed at that
Yeah.
5 years ago. So I'm like, motherfucker, like, I already gave this a good shot. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, very removed from that place now. Boo-hoo, it's all good. I don't worry. I've worked on myself. That's good. Done some therapy. I'm all good.
Do you want me to give you another boo-boo? There we go.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you call me fat, fucker?
Well, by the way,
you could do
those buttons aren't on for a reason. They're popping off right now.
I know. My titties hanging out. But yeah, I called this person a load of vitriolic names after 2 months of blocking and blocking. I was like, what is wrong with you fucking miserable cunt? Like, you throw some fat, ugly bitch, can't get any cock in her, so you decide you're going to troll me every day for 2 months. How pathetic is your fucking existence? Now, all the things I said were vitriolic and mean. I would never speak to any human being like that normally.
Yeah.
But if you came into my house every day and went, why don't you fucking kill yourself? I wish you'd succeeded 5 years ago. Fucking kill yourself.
Yeah.
Eventually I'd go, listen, you fucking Oompa Loompa, midget-looking, wee man dwarf from Jackass, motherfucker. That walnut whip of hair on top of your head doesn't... How dare you, just because you got... Look, and he looks hurt already. I'm sorry, bro. But you get me, like, I'd go at you, right?
Yeah.
Now, none of those things are true, and I
someone
don't
called
feel
him
those
an
things
Oompa
about you.
Loompa
None of
earlier
those things
today.
are true, and I don't feel those things about you.
Yeah.
And they're not truths. But I said it because I was angry.
Yeah.
I've been really interested in this dynamic of speaking truth.
Yes.
And where that lies in modern day society. 2022, can you speak truthfully from one person to another? I think there's now so many social, and I'm not talking like fucking right wing, bro, free speech. I'm not one of those dudes.
Yeah.
I'm literally just going, how much truth do people really want us to have?
Yes.
All human beings.
I think...
And how much are they ready for?
Yeah.
Because you gave truth to a woman
Yes.
who asked for truth at the beginning of a relationship, and she wasn't ready for that.
Yes.
I gave truth to someone who was demanding truth from me every single day, and then I got catastrophically reprimanded by businesses and sponsors for revealing that truth. I'm like, you sponsored a comedian, and someone was heckling me for 2 months. You know what I mean?
I think there is still like you could say as much truth as you possibly can. I think the threshold for accepting truth is extremely low.
Well, then it's the
Here's
internet.
the truth. Ezra Miller is a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Who's
yeah.
being accused of grooming young Native American kids and then fucking hooking up with them age 18, right?
Yeah, he
and
popped
I
a teepee in his plant.
And here's another truth. I think there's a possibility he might use his gender identity as a mask to indemnify himself or nullify any retroactive responses to his terrible fucking behavior.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. But I mean, but you're right. In his
No, he
in
did
his
that.
apology,
In his
basically went,
apology, he's like,
as
I'm
a
gay.
homosexual man, I'm like, it doesn't matter whether you're gay or straight, bro. You shouldn't be trying to fuck young actors on your stage and you abusing your power.
You know that
By the way,
three,
we just
three
wanna-
of his accusers have just mysteriously died.
Have they?
Yeah.
By the way, we also just want to plug season 2 of Flores Lava's.
Where is Kevin Spacey now?
Well, what I was going to say is that with the internet, I feel like either people can be completely desensitized, and it's like, okay, they don't know how they're saying shit to you, and they don't know how they can't feel your emotion from saying it.
Right.
It's just going into the void, and
Yelling
you
into the
take
void.
it. But then also, like, the internet also allows for you to do that, but then also create your own reality where you don't have to see the truth. You can hide behind other things or block or unfollow. So it's like you can say all that shit, and then
the bits that are triggering you can ignore now, or you can try and go through life making other people change their existence to accommodate.
Yes,
your
correct. Literally,
fears
algorithms are curated to getting rid of the stuff you don't want to watch and only the stuff that you are interested in.
Or actually, I mean, we're misled. Most of those
True,
algorithms
that's
mislead us because I know I don't want to watch a Filipino content creator streamer playing GTA 5 with 18 plus thong mods on actors, but every time I log onto Facebook, it tries to give me that shit.
Yeah,
Well, it might be tracking your cookies.
No, because a million 11-year-old kids are fucking watching it and jerking off and hitting like. So the engagement tells me, because I like gaming, surely you're gonna like this shit. And I'm like,
However, I do like the Filipino dudes that
have breasts.
yes, but they also have breasts, and then they build these like huts and like little mansions out of mud. And
Oh,
bamboo. Have
yeah,
you
yeah.
seen
Or
those guys?
swimming pools, like I
Yeah,
built a fucking
those guys are
swimming pool in the back
awesome.
garden.
They always pop up on my feed. I love that. I love watching those guys.
Ingenious. Until there's a big rain and then all that shit gets washed away.
Well,
down.
you know, that's part of the process.
Waste of time.
And it only happens all the time over there in the Philippines.
Well, I'm sure they have
all the time.
Every day.
a canopy.
They have to build that swimming pool fresh every day. Just have a dip. It's a real investment.
It just becomes a hole at one point.
Jeff, you did say that you almost. Well, I know you died for a minute. Like you had
A few seconds.
seconds, yeah.
If it
What's
was a minute, I'd probably be in a
Dead.
wheelchair. Like,
And it was
a
a-
vegetative state, I imagine.
Was it an OD?
Well, technically, yeah. I mean, my heart just stopped for like a handful of seconds, and it was because I was doing a huge amount of drugs.
Yeah, that
Trying to corrupt me?
I was at Festival, which is a big music festival in the UK. It's a very creative one. I used to DJ and produce for Ministry of Sound and Island Records back in the day. So I was dance music. It was when dubstep and dirty electro was like really.
You
big
look
kind of
like
music.
a DJ. You look like a European DJ.
That's not a compliment. You're basically going, you look like a dickhead.
Well, you called me a serial killer earlier, so
I'm
that's
sorry. Well, I did also say you look adorable. I said it could go one of the two ways. So you could
Dichotomy.
say you look either like a DJ or like, you know,
or a very charming young gentleman.
father of three.
Yeah. Well, either way, you look like a dad and
But you know what? You're right. I was a bit
DJ.
of a douchebag. I was like DJing. I was out late night. I wasn't bad to people, but I was drinking and taking drugs and thought I was the shit. You know. for a minute.
So what's it like to die?
I don't know. I mean, you don't really nothing. I was unconscious, and then I was conscious, and they were like, "Oh!" Everyone was panicking in this first aid tent, and then I was hooked up to an IV for a while, and then they monitored me for a long period of time, and then they told me we don't have any ambulances on site because they're all out with people who have literally had died or were fucking passed out and needing CPR. And they went, you should probably get in a cab and go straight to the hospital.
Yeah.
And get a full checkout. I went, okay, great. And then I walked straight back to the artist camping area because I was DJing up there, obviously, for the weekend. And I went and slept for 15 hours in my fucking trailer they had for us. I woke up, did a fat line of coke, and I went back down and carried on dancing.
Did you get the paddles?
No. Didn't do anything like that. I guess they must have they panicked and then
They did CPR with those light up hands. Those little,
I have genuinely no idea. I didn't really ask at the time many questions. But my friends who walked me to the tent said, "Oh, they were panicking because your heart stopped for a few seconds."
oh, yeah. Well, that's a reason to panic, I would say.
I would have assumed I think if they'd had the resources, they probably would have got me in an ambulance and taken me straight for like an MRI to make sure I didn't have any brain damage or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I think the cocaine that you took afterwards fixed that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it woke me up.
Yeah.
Sad.
I mean, hey, if there's any way to get a heart started again, I think cocaine is a pretty good way to do it.
dude, at that period, I think when you're so fucking depressed and you're really not.
No.
We're from the
Isn't your life?
we're from the suburbs, of course not.
No, we're pretty happy, cheery
I'm from
guys.
the suburbs of London, though, originally, and I think sometimes it can be a suburbs issue because if there's boredom, kids with boredom, and also if you're not necessarily feeling very loving of yourself, right? Then you go, well, how do I find identity? Oh, I'm the black sheep. I know, drinking drugs is what the black sheep do. Or
Yeah.
you fill time.
Well, it's the weather over there too.
Sure. England is a miserable place to live, yeah. And our binge drinking culture is second to none.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like the suburb, because we did it. Our town was known for a black tar heroin problem, and it was a very suburban.
Did you ever
town.
try any? Did you ever give it a go?
No, we.
Not
we're
surprised
clean
about
cut,
it.
yeah.
What, the guy who didn't try weed didn't fucking spark up a bit of black tar heroin?
Yeah, I just
haven't smoked
smoke
either.
This shit's
rocks.
really Moorish.
I'm gonna do heroin when I get the chance.
I told my fiance actually that, if I ever find out that I have a terminal illness, in my late years as well, especially.
yes.
If I'm younger, I probably wouldn't do this because I'd probably want to try and use mushrooms and things like that to try and like lion's mane regrows your fucking brain stems and shit like that. It's crazy. There's so many great things.
The mushroom?
Yeah. There's mushrooms that literally are shrinking cancerous tumors now. It's just all of this shit's been on lockdown because why would pharmaceutical companies want you to have those things? Anyway, I've literally got a friend who has terminal brain cancer and has now gone on some holistic, whatever. It was like, there's nothing you can do medically. They tried chemo, didn't really work. And he's been taking mushrooms.
Yeah.
And his cancerous tumor is shrinking.
Wow.
It's like crazy.
I saw something that oxygen cures cancer. As dumb as that is.
Oh, I mean, how?
Literally.
If it was that fucking easy, mate, I think like,
well,
hey, you got brain cancer. Just inhale a little bit. You're
guys,
good.
hear me out, okay? Thinking outside the box. What if oxygen?
I mean,
is
it makes
all
sense.
around
And this is what everybody expects from this podcast: is Alex to give the cure for cancer. Everybody.
I knew it.
Well, if you go out, I feel like if you go up to like the mountains where it's clean air.
You know what it was? Is because he held his cum in for 5 extra years than you guys. That's why he comes up with this.
He's got all the bad ones still swimming around there. They've made their way up to the brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut a little sperm operating.
So just breathe is the answer to that one.
You just,
Hang on, where did you get this piece of research from?
It was on
Let's go,
TikTok.
mate.
Of course it was. It was on. All these are on TikTok.
My dude, I love that.
of course it was.
TikTok. I
Well,
saw
it
TikTok.
must be true. If it's on TikTok,
TikTok.
it's got to be true.
And then eating dandelions or making dandelion tea is good for your
makes
heart.
your dick grow bigger.
Probably that too.
I love that.
Ashwagandha.
Just ignorant statements with nothing to back it.
What's the oxygen relation? Are they saying that direct application of oxygen to the tumor? Is it like giving you oxygen?
He doesn't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot
increases
because
your blood flow so it can maybe transpose more white blood cells.
That's more of what it is. But then I scrolled up and there was a big titted girl, so I got distracted and I didn't go back. And
Yeah, doing the new dance, doing the lizard. I mean, I don't know what you expected from him, Jeff. There was not going to be a good answer coming behind that.
She had
You
big
know what
tits,
it is?
though.
Is like, it's when you say things like that because you are still a little boy in some ways. Big tits, and
He's
then
hung
you
like
kinda
one.
Grin at the thing. Now, but it's charming though. He gets laid a lot, doesn't he?
Not as much.
Dylan,
as you would think.
go to our 2cam. Let me. There. Yeah. I get laid a lot.
Or not? He doesn't?
As now that we just turned 30 a couple weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I guarantee.
Just hit 30.
Just
Correct.
30.
Wow.
I know.
I
Budding
guarantee.
That's a big one.
futures.
What did you do for your 30th?
We had a surprise party, and then somebody threw us a
You
surprise
should have
party.
done surprise mushrooms. That's what you should have done.
I'm open to
still
it.
down.
I'm down,
Still
dude.
down.
See, I've got
If you
two.
guys are actually
Bro,
gonna do
if
mushrooms,
I
I'll
got
go.
to- Hey,
do
listen,
it.
why don't you do an episode of the podcast out? We'll go to that fucking Joshua tree out into the middle of the forest, and we'll literally.
I know Dylan would be so on board to do that.
And we'll go and take some mushrooms.
I would do it. I've already talked about it.
Sean definitely would not.
I would
Sean
do it.
definitely wouldn't.
Between like acid, mushrooms, LSD, like mushrooms are for
Invite
sure the
two of
best
my
option.
Porn star friends.
Oh,
Who
lovely.
are fun and they're charming. They're fun, and not to fuck. I mean, they might end up fucking. Who knows? But
Do they have
yeah, they're
Big
super hung.
tits?
They're super hung. Real good dudes.
I knew I was going.
Do they have nice tight balls?
So tight, bro. They are scrotucks to
Okay,
shit.
perfect.
Good for them. Love that.
Yeah. In fact, they're inside. That's how tight they are now. They're inside.
Wow.
Have you ever pushed
They
your
both
balls
do drag
inside?
as well, and I have, to do drag once.
Oh, you drag
I did
once?
a proper tuck, yeah. I did a TV show for Current TV called Jeff Leach Plus One.
Okay.
Where this was years ago when I was a TV host for BBC back in England. So I did a few networks, a few different shows, and one of them was called Jeff Leach Plus One, where I took people out on the weirdest nights out, and the camera was the plus one, right?
Yeah.
On my guest list. So, and then I would take part in whatever it is. So I did the Chippendales in the UK.
Yeah.
Which are like whatever it's called there. There's a different name for it in England or whatever.
Yeah.
I did the. Oh no, it was Chippendales.
Big
It
Bens?
was no, it was fucking Chippendales, but it should be the Big Bens.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Like the Thunder from Down Under for the Aussie guys.
Fucking Palace.
Exactly. And I did like a weird fetish night where they were stapling balloons to my shoulder blades and shit like that. It was crazy. I did lucha, Mexican wrestling, with Lucha Britannia in the UK. And then one of them, I learned how to tuck. On one of the bits, it was a drag bit, and I learned how to walk in heels. And I tucked my balls inside my fucking pelvic cavity, and I pulled my cock between, and we taped. Let me tell you, boys,
Oh, God.
it was an experience.
Did you feel empowered?
I felt like I was under the power of Gorilla Tape.
I was going to say, do they use painter tape?
Oh, no, tape.
Oh, because
And
I was going to say.
Not pleasant to remove, but you can use some oil. If you use oil, it helps to come off. So then you just got to walk around with an oily cock. It's a little bit red. A red, oily cock.
Well, when you're dressed as a drag queen, that's not the worst thing.
What was
to
your
have.
drag-
Cute. That was a Freudian slip, almost.
What was your drag queen name?
Drag cute. Have you ever been to a drag show?
I've not, but I have.
He'd make a killer drag queen. Look at his fucking.
Oh,
look
yeah,
how
and his
pretty
little lisp.
this one is.
He'd be great.
I mean, we're around WeHo. We go to WeHo every now and then.
Future drug addict. Future drag queen.
I'll take that.
Serial killer.
Future serial killer.
Yeah.
That's what everybody expects
Oh
from
my
us.
god. You would never break off though. This is it now. I love that your life is about. This is such a nice little bromance. I feel really good, and you know that these two people will never ever fuck you over. Not in that way, right? Like they'll always have your back. If you're in trouble, if you go like fuck, I need to bury a body, these two will come and help you do that.
Oh, absolutely. Especially hearing all like we have buddies that are.
That has never happened.
if you
That has
need to
never
bury a
happened
body.
yet.
Yeah, he's the first. He'll be
bury-
asking us very soon.
We'll bury bodies.
Yeah.
But no, it's nice because you hear some of the drama that these just comedy itself has, like, especially the lower level of comedy has plenty of just gossip and toxic drama and all
Yeah,
kinds
who
of
do you want
stuff.
to shit talk today?
But we don't.
Oh, we don't do that.
Well,
You
we're
don't.
not.
I mean, you haven't.
Logan Paul, bro. What's he about? Look at Andrew Schultz, that guy. Come on. Just pick on one of the bigger ones, and
they're both
they make a
dope.
clip, and then
Yeah,
everyone gets
that's
a
how-
that
million
Rogan?
followers, right?
Well, I was gonna say.
Joe Rogan. Is he even really a comedian? What? Yes, he is. He's all right.
No, I was gonna say you.
Brendan Schaub, on the other hand.
Well, yeah, the Gringo Pop.
Why does he get so much shit? I haven't even seen this special.
I haven't
you
seen it
watched
especially
it?
either. I have nothing against.
I've only
watched
heard bad
only
things.
little clips of it.
You heard bad things.
I think it's
I
more.
haven't seen it. I
Tim
haven't
Dillon
seen
had a very good
Was it just
description.
it was too soon for him. Was it?
I
Was it
think
too early?
I think he was able to shortcut. A lot of the comics don't like the fact that he was able to shortcut the whole
Sure.
like traditional route, which is like what a lot of people are doing nowadays. So I can't really shit
Absolutely,
on it.
Or not even trying to shortcut to get to comedy, but going, what other things do I do that can make me niche to get me an audience so
Yes.
then I can go and do my comedy more?
Exactly.
I think a lot of people see like I think people, especially comics, get upset that he's like, I'm doing comedy, and it's like when you're going to see Brendan Schaub, you're not necessarily going to see stand-up comedy. Yes, you're gonna. I would say it's more storytelling, where it's like he's doing stand-up comedy and he's telling stories, but it's kind of funny. But it's like compared to a real stand-up comic is going to be someone like Chappelle, Donnell Rawlings, Tim Dillon, Rogan, all these Bill Burr guys that are really going to crush it. Where I feel like they're going more to visit and hang with their favorite celebrity friend.
Yeah.
They were
It's a
known.
live appearance.
They were known first for like if you were known first for comedy, then I guess it's okay. But if you were known first for anything else,
Sure.
they view it as like, okay, you're like not authentic. You're
not one
gonna
of
hear,
us.
You know,
didn't go through the trenches.
TEDx, from
Yes.
someone who's got an interesting life that you want to hear more about because you're a fan.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's like, dude, if any of these people could go and do that and sell out
It's the
places,
same thing as the Hannah Gadsby thing, And
Yeah.
when she brought out her special, like I get it. It wasn't for me personally.
not
I didn't,
me.
and I didn't necessarily view it as a comedy special necessarily, but there were funny moments in it, and there was also a lot of serious moments. But I thought it was a one-woman show. I would have loved it described as a one-woman show because then you can go, "This is a piece of fucking theater, some of which is humorous, some of which is deeply unhumorous,
Yeah, it's dark.
and enjoy that. If that's what's for you, enjoy that shit."
well, and I think that's the thing is like I think with him, people just might assume, oh, he's selling himself with comedy, but it's like, all right, even if you
That's
just be
probably
like
what it is.
one man
It's more the
show.
fact that he goes, I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm doing this. I'm a professional stand-up because I'm doing a special. It's like, nah, you're a celebrity who has a following who is doing some comedic work, content.
It's crazy how many people get upset with like the labels.
I think it's
like, that's
I think
such
it's
a
just-
small
it's such a
thing.
niche, and it's only the people that are not successful for the most
Now,
part.
who would I rather fight? One Brendan Schaub or three Virzi Triplets?
3 Virzi Triplets.
Yeah.
Brendan Schaub would
He's
massacre.
big, like, big
He's
guy
a
as well, isn't he?
gigantic
And he's a
dude.
fucking MMA fighter,
Yeah.
right? So UFC. or whatever.
No, that's like fighting a bear. I
we
feel
might
like.
we might hurt you maybe, but
Could
he
you-
will
do you
make
think
you.
you
We would chop your legs
He
down.
would
That's
kill
what we
you
would do.
again. Like you would die
You know
again.
the characters you are. You're the because I'm a nerd. I'm a fucking gamer nerd, and I played Dungeons and Dragons and all shit. I'm
Ugh.
super nerdy. I got back into it just before COVID. I haven't played it since I was 10 years old. And there's some group of friends who are all fucking a bit nerdy. They were like, "We're bored in our houses. Do you want to once a week get together and play Dungeons and Dragons?" I'm like, "That sounds so much
I mean, that's the
fun."
perfect time to do it.
Bro, and it's fun. That's good, clean living fun. We smoke a few joints, have a few drinks in our respective houses. We did it through Zoom.
Yeah.
It was like
Oh.
it kept me sane. But you guys would be in every fantasy novel, there's always that trio of like the warrior dwarfs that turn up.
Yes. Yes.
And they're like a triple act. They fucking finish each other's sentences.
Yeah.
Come on, Grogbeard. Oh, fuck off, brother. That's you three.
We're three
You're the
Gimlis.
You're the American Gimlis.
yes.
That you can put down the poster.
I'll take that.
Virzi Triplets,
That's
the American Gimlis.
But you still, they're endearing, but you still love them.
You love them, and they're powerful, and they'll fuck people up. Like they're good warriors.
Yeah.
but they're better as three. Like the
Yeah.
three of them together. Oh, fucking more! They do a bit where they jump on each other's shoulders and put on a big.
And then just do one big chop. Yeah.
Throw me, Samuel.
Grab my battle axe! And you just yeah. That's the move. Wait, who's the strongest?
And then
out
we
of all
would
three?
count-
He's
we
the
would-
most jet.
No.
He takes a position on the floor. You run up and you fucking get on his back and hold your foot out, and he runs up and you launch him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
The flying garbanzo. Yeah.
and you take down Brendan Sharp. You just cut him in half.
Oh.
Yeah. Just one big sword cut right through it, and it'll get stuck right in his...
stand up. You no, you're fucking not.
Gringo puppy boy.
Adios.
See, that's a much nicer way to comment on his special, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Beautiful little bit of.
I haven't seen it. And in fairness, I can't shit on anybody. I haven't seen him live, and I haven't seen his
got a
special.
special. I haven't.
I'll be
so
honest. I
fucking
thought you were going to
fair
say
play.
the three of us or Hannah Gansby, one-handed Gansby, and I was like, that
Wouldn't
might
been
be
that
terrifying.
fun. Well, but she comes with a different kind of army,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you don't know when they're coming.
that's true.
I support Hannah just for those people that are those ones. I support Hannah Gatsby. I honestly, I think with Shab, it's like, I haven't seen him live, so I can't judge him at all. There's people that like Chris D'Elia, I think is great.
It's hard because he was on a podcast as well with three quite established comics.
Yeah.
You got fucking D'Elia, you got
Cowan's an
Cameron,
animal.
You got Joe Rogan, and
I don't even.
that's hard to be on that lineup and then be like, I'm the MMA guy who's mostly MMA.
I don't blame
show
blame
him at all.
him. I blame. So around like 2016, like I started noticing the clubs booking, like comedy clubs booking people that were not comedians.
Sure.
They were just.
Sell
They were
tickets.
just.
They wanna
It was
sell
just
tickets.
exactly, and that's when I'm like, oh, so I don't blame Shab. Like at the end of the day, the comedy club show they do care about comedy, but they also need to make money. So like
Yeah.
when Stormy Daniels was doing a tour of like comedy clubs,
Yeah.
and just doing so, I'm like, oh, they don't give a fuck about comedy. Like they just they care about selling
Actually,
tickets.
she does weirdly. Stormy Daniels. It's all very cerebral political material. They call her the modern day Carlin.
Oh, do they?
They do, yeah.
Carlin with tits, yeah.
Modern day Carlin. If you wanted to bang Carlin,
That's
more than we already do, am I right, lads?
Yeah.
Of course.
I like.
Sex icon, George Carlin, yeah.
Dig him up.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't shit on it. That's just that's the way everything's going. Like these businesses are gonna try, especially after the pandemic, they're gonna try and sell
Of
out.
course, they want to get money. They want to make
Yes.
money. It's money. It's money. It's money. It's money. The problem is that I think in the pursuit, and this is true of so many parts of the creative industries, but comedy especially, all these big fucking corporations, they're so in pursuit of money, they forget what builds a returning customer base.
Yes, correct.
Same for the clubs. You go and book a fucking YouTuber who's funny on YouTube and does funny videos, but has never done stand-up before, and then go, hey, you're going to come and do an hour on your own. You guys are going to
That is
I was
that
gonna
is
mention-
exactly
that's-
happened.
Yep.
And we know
we there was a TikToker we met in Nashville that hadn't he was a comedy TikToker but didn't do stand up,
Sure.
and he was hosting when we were at the club, and goes on. He's supposed to just do 10 minutes.
Right.
He's like he does maybe 90
He
seconds.
has no understand. Oh, 90 seconds.
He does 90
I thought you were
seconds.
going to say 90 minutes. And
No.
understanding
90
of when
seconds,
to go.
gets off immediately and goes, that's the first time I've ever performed in front of not my audience. And we're like, how long have you been doing this? He's like, oh, I did my first show to a sold-out crowd of my people.
700 people.
700 people.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh,
I
yeah.
got a tour coming out later in the year.
Comedy,
And I'm like,
Comedy Central signed me and our other TikTok friends. We're going to go on tour.
Yeah.
so it's just like, it's
Oh, that's, I mean, nice guy, nice
Don't
dude.
worry about those comics that literally have been working in this craft for a decade or more.
Yeah.
Let's
But
make
that-
sure this. But that's how it is. It's numbers,
business.
it's reach,
It's business.
it's marketing, it's advertising. But here's the issue. I think if they really looked at the structure of that shit and went, we want to sell more shit. We want people to return to our platform.
Yeah.
We want returning engaged customers who then we can sell adverts to. If they looked at that, how do we engage them for a long period of time? It's the same as a live venue. If you book a fucking TikTok star, they turn up, and if any random people come and see that, they go, this is comedy. This is shit.
yeah, exactly.
And they fuck off and they never come back. But if you book a consistently great comics who don't necessarily have the reach, then you get the joy of people going, that was excellent. I didn't know anything. I'm going to come back to this every weekend.
Yeah.
And long term, that's better. But yeah, a lot of clubs don't understand that.
well, it's all flash in the pan now.
Exactly. Now they just need to give, Jeff and the Virzi boys. We just need that show to happen.
Which, by the way, the tour is
Virzi
lava.
boys and Jeff. I don't mind being second in the title.
I feel
Well,
like
you have to be.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be. I mean, you
Giant
can't.
friend who comes over. Hey, guys.
Unless we go to London, and do shows over there, you'd probably
England is more than London,
Three
but
Ray Romanos, and I'm like the fucking big giant weird bro. Hey, what's going on?
You're Brett Garrett.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have your name first when we do shroom. Jeff takes the Virzi boys to do shrooms.
Yeah, we should just. Yeah, but if we're gonna do it, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. You should make this up. We should make this a whole piece of content for you.
Sure.
Oh, he
We should go
was so down to
fancy
film
dress
it.
shopping first of all. We got to go and pick up a couple of things. You boys are not dressing like fucking bros when you take my.
we should dress like those English gentlemen. We should dress like they did in
Top hat.
what are they? Yeah, the dandies. Do the dandies.
Yeah, which will be you pass out from heat stroke in the desert. wouldn't it?
Worth it. Worth
Yeah,
it for the
exactly.
story.
Now we could definitely make this work. That'd be fun. Get you in some tie dye. We'll get all dressed up. We'll get some fucking flowy outfits. When you're taking mushrooms, I'll tell you what's going to feel good on you. You're going to love it. So actually, you're going to love it. The drag queen's going to love it. A silk, like a feather boa and a silk gown.
Yeah.
Now, right now, that sounds very effeminate and something that you would never normally wear. You're never going to just throw on a silk gown and a feather
know
boa.
of.
But when you take mushrooms and then there's women dancing around in sexy lingerie or fucking bikinis and everyone's tripping balls, suddenly that silk robe's going to look real good on you, man.
I mean, that sounds pretty swaggy. I'm down for that. Like a silk robe. I don't know. That sounds pretty sweet. That sounds like
it.
something I might
That's
wear.
all you're wearing.
I would say my nipples would be poking through it very hardcore. They
very
poke
pointy
through
nipples.
anyways.
His nipples point out further than his dick. So
That's not true. No, that's not true at all. But listen, I that's always been one thing that I've been open to doing. I just never like even when I smoked
Dylan,
weed for the first time.
Dylan, we're going to Palm Springs next weekend. Are you? We're actually going to Palm Springs next weekend.
we're going this weekend.
No.
Oh,
that's
this
not-
weekend. Excuse me, this weekend, not next weekend. This weekend.
Where are you
I
performing in Palm Springs?
no,
No,
we're just going
for
our
a
buddy's
friend's
birthday.
Oh, I was hoping.
Our tour's gonna be later this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was I gonna say?
Oh, what I was going to
Weed.
say is you kind of mentioned early, like before we got on,
Your weed.
you were curious about our us hearing each other fuck.
It was very interesting in that because the concept of like, I consider myself quite a sexually adventurous and open guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't value sex that much. It's important to me in a partnership,
Yeah,
but it's not something I crave all the time.
Yeah.
I did a documentary about sex addiction in the UK actually, and the whole end of that documentary.
Blimey, we all trying to get fucked out here.
That's exactly what it was like.
The Peaky Blinders, stick it in me gas, eh?
It's exactly the same as that, except musical. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, shove it in me twat, then we put it in me twat.
I'm gonna clean out your chimney stack, darling.
I wanna shoot my splooge on your face.
Exactly.
Hey, Clarence, my hair pie is a little dewy right now.
You've never had more fun, have you? I could tell. You've been waiting for an hour and 20 minutes. He's been waiting. When can I do it? When can I do the voice?
The Cockney accent is the funniest accent.
This is the thing about Americans. You guys think we only speak in two accents. Either we're all like, "Oh, hello, I'm British and I'm very posh," or we're all like, "Oh, look at you, you fucking wagger."
Yeah.
It's not that we think that; it's that we don't care about the other ones.
It's that you're absolutely right. Yeah, that is how it
It's
is.
the same thing with it's like Californian, Texan, and then like New York, and
New
that's
York,
all.
yeah, I
That's
guess.
all U.S. has.
You're actually right. Yeah.
Well, it was kind of like that north.
No one cares
Midwest.
about the Midwest.
Minnesota. No one's
Yes.
going like, "Can you do a nice Minnesota?" accent?"
Yeah, no one cares.
If you go abroad, it's going to be dumb Texan, a California surfer bro, or like, some.
Hey, get out of here! What are you talking about?
100% right, which is what I thought you guys were when I turned up as well.
Yeah.
So listen, look, but here's the deal, right? I feel like there's sexual joy in hearing people fuck or watching other people fuck. Yeah. I don't care who you are. You can be. I'm committed to my partner. I would never cheat on her, and I don't have any intention of hooking up with anyone else. But if I walked through a room and there were two people, attractive people, fucking each other, I might stop and have a little watch if they were comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's some good fucking, and then I might go and jerk off in the bathroom to it.
You're
right?
the Louis C.K. of no.
No, I didn't just pull it out and go ta-da. You know what I mean? Like, or like apparently he didn't either. So
Well, Sean and I, we bartended a
Sex
party.
wow, nice.
It was
shirtless.
No, that it was actually very formal. We had to dress formally, and I guess there's a whole there's like a It's like a
Excuse me, sir. You appear to have got some cum on my jacket.
Oh, indubitably.
Would you like it?
My lapel appears to have some jism upon it, sir.
Good golly, your splooge has struck me button. I must dust off my monocle.
You know what though? There's a porn that exists with that in it, right? You know how,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
There's that whole fetish of jerking off on people's glasses, girls' glasses. There's got to be one with a monocle.
call my search.
Oh,
history.
absolutely.
But I could jerk off to someone fucking in front of me or fucking in the next room. Now I have a sister. I could never listen to my sister having sex
could.
with someone and be like, blah, blah, blah.
I could listen to your sister.
I mean, she might let you, but I feel like there's. How do you process that? Because you all live in the same house. I imagine you're all red-blooded men. You're dating. You're meeting women. You're hooking up with girls, and you're all fucking your bedrooms. Have you ever heard each other fuck? A and B. Have you ever?
Well, the nice thing is about
to
hearing
let one
them
out.
fuck is it's so quick that there's not much to.
No,
it's
when,
not.
when I
Barely got time to get your dick in your hands. You're just
Yeah.
like,
mine's a
I can't
very
even find it.
when I do
taped
it,
up.
when I do it's a very visceral, tantric, a lot of animal noises, right?
Okay.
I don't necessarily know if they've jerked off to it, but I
And
know
the sound of him inflating a blow up doll. That too.
I know for sure Alex is.
That just
That's Alex's. No, but I know for sure that Alex has taken notes while I've had sex.
Right.
I know I hear
Rhythmically
scribbles.
pump for 30 seconds, followed by deep breathing for 2.5 minutes and shouts of, oh fuck, oh fuck.
This never happens. This never happens.
Do you want to watch
Sorry, I
Netflix?
apologize profusely for 7 minutes.
Well, Alex is right in the middle. So I have the master bedroom, then there's Alex, then Sean. So Alex has had he might have heard both of us. I haven't heard Sean because he's on the far end of the house.
Right.
Alex, I've heard one
Yeah,
time.
no, I'm getting non-committal answers from any of you. Have
no,
any of
absolutely.
you ever heard the other
Yes,
person's
yes.
Okay. Have you ever was that stimulating?
No.
Hearing a
No, not at all. It
You
actually.
were hearing your bro.
I-
What about the woman? Could you hear the woman as well?
I laugh at the imagery of my brothers having sex.
Well, it's just exactly the same as you having sex.
Like
You're
Mitchell-
fucking basically identical.
No, because
twins
Mitchell,
almost.
very distinct personality.
Almost identical.
Mitchell's very much like me and Sean don't think Mitchell's aggressive at all. He's not.
Are
an
you
aggressive-
considered identical twins?
Yeah, we're
triplets,
identical.
yeah.
We're
twins.
identical,
But you
Sean.
also, all three of you have slightly different. Like,
Yeah.
you know, your faces are different.
If you saw us as babies and like pretty much all the way till we were like 13, you couldn't tell us apart.
yeah, no.
Well, no. What I was gonna say is, I've heard them fuck, but it's not stimulating. It's more irritating. I'm like, this is a carbon copy of me getting laid, and I'm sitting in my
Angers
bedroom,
you.
and
You're like,
I,
my avatar's getting fucked, and I'm
and I
not.
can't get laid. So it's like that. Then it makes it disappointing. I'm like, you should be doing better than this,
Now, when
dude.
that happens, you just like close your eyes in bed and just fucking Professor Xavier it and just put yourself into the mind of your other triplet.
They warg it like Bran in Game of Thrones. They try to warg into.
You go, yeah, you're like the crows. You can see through that.
Yeah.
By the way, when a note is coming from your producer, all three of you look at exactly the same time. It's
Yeah.
very obvious.
He's
Yeah,
wanted
sorry.
Michael a little closer.
Am I not hot
No,
enough?
you're,
on
no,
you?
No,
you're
you're good.
fine. I've been looking at the.
As soon as he wargs in, he just comes immediately.
I'm sure our producer will have he'll be like, I don't know about that. That was some of those points a little aggressive.
Well, what I was gonna say is, usually we'll give each other a shout out and be like, yeah, I'm bringing a chick, like, and then we'll just leave the house. I don't want to be there if it's going down. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
also want to get blamed for if they don't get laid.
Coming at the same time. What are you doing, bro?
Don't stop, bro! Don't stop!
Like
I'm
Chewbacca.
almost there. No.
I don't want to get blamed. If they can't seal the deal, I don't want them to be like, well, she felt weird because you were around, dude. She don't want to have sex while you're in the house, because then they'll hold that over me for whatever.
When is that? happen?
Other obvious question. I'm assuming you've been asked this, and I'm not going to ask you the boring one, which is, have you ever had sex with a girl together? Because I don't think you do. I can already judge by the kind of guys you are. That's not something you would.
You're going to ask the dicks.
No, I'm going to ask: has a woman ever propositioned you or ever revealed the fetish or the desire to have sex with multiple?
I was just telling them the other day that I hooked up with a girl like 4 or 5 years ago.
He's like, first I'm hearing about it.
I hooked up with a
I
girl.
forgot about
I hooked up with a girl 4 or 5 years ago that had her. She told me, she's like, "Hey, I know this is weird, and I don't know if you'd be into it, but I have a fetish that I want to get railed by twins."
And you were like, well, we can do one better than that.
Yeah, and I was like,
we can make you airtight.
Oh, she's-
every orifice has.
she's like, I want to get airtight, and I'm like, it's not going to happen from us. And then she just messaged me probably 2 weeks ago, and she's like,
Did it?
I just hooked up with a twin, and I tried to do the same thing, and he wasn't about it either. Why are you guys being weird about this? And I'm like,
Do you want to go and fuck someone with your brother or sister?
and that's what I was like. And I was like, she's like, why won't you just let me have a fantasy? And I'm like, that's a fantasy.
Because when people
I'm
look
okay.
at you, they just think you've just been carbon copied. So it's like fucking someone with your clone, but you're not. You're individual people.
Yes.
Well, and everybody likes the freak show aspect of it, where it's like it's a fetish. It's somebody's fetish. It's no doubt about it. But like when you think about it, it's like we're brothers.
I can't wait to do mushrooms with you because you guys are going to fuck the same gal. I'm going to invite some crazy people and you're going to be all tripping balls seeing refractals and fucking, dodecahedrons.
You're like a discount Russell Brand trying to corrupt all three of us.
Lazy
into
joke.
being-
First, Russell off-brand would have been funnier. But secondly,
Off-brand.
there you go. But yeah, no, I get it. I do look like fucking Russell. I don't even look like him. You know what it
not
is?
that you look like it,
I wear
it's
some
the-
rings.
yes.
And I'm British and I'm a comedian. You know.
That's enough. That's enough for me. Us Americans don't have a very good worldly view, so that's as good as I can get there.
It's fine, Joe Pesci. It's fine.
Do you think it'll change the way we think?
What's that?
Mushrooms.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's
Never heard anything about drugs?
Time's almost up, guys. Come on, wrap
Well, no,
this
I'm just
fucker
letting.
up.
No, we don't have to wrap up. I'm just.
We've got 25 seconds to make it happen.
It doesn't have to be on the
Come
hour on the
Exactly.
dot. I'm just saying we'll peter out into something.
We'll pee around somewhere. We're just going to pee around to nothingness.
Yes.
All the humor will be
I wanna-
gone.
I wanna
Sucked
finish
out
the,
situation. I do think you'll see the world differently. I think, look, listen, here's what I think. I'm a man of science. I'm not a fucking hippy-dippy like, what, dude, let's just go out and do these crazy things. I do it for a reason. I feel like it can be therapeutic, it can be healing. There's certain things I do see the world slightly differently. I see my own perspective, my own situation differently. So if you're holding on to some shit, sometimes you take mushrooms and you go, I don't need to hold on to that. It's not serving me. And you only when you're a little bit high, you really accept it.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe it's because you disassociate your brain from your body or from the real world not completely, but to some extent that you can go, oh, there's bigger things out there like the universe. And I keep doing that.
No.
It's on you.
It's not your
so it's
camera. It's
fine.
fine.
That literally the whole podcast, I've just been worried about the technical faults that I'm making.
No, you're good.
No, well, when you're talking, it's
I'm
on
running
you.
out.
So you don't have to worry about it.
I was
time's
agreeing with
fine.
you because everything that I've heard about mushrooms make you like after you've done mushrooms, you're like, oh, I've been selfish before that. Like it makes you realize that it's like, oh, like it's not just
There's
about
definitely
you.
healing properties from it.
If you're a man of science, do you think oxygen cures cancer?
I have not done any research into that. I'm guessing probably not.
I think you. That's the only proof that it.
I don't think oxygen.
I-
There's only
think
one
we
way
should
to
do it.
find out. We
Let's
go
do
to
it.
the desert, we take a whole load of mushrooms, we expand our minds, and then we all blow in each other's.
I
I'll
want
do
to
it.
see. This guy. I don't believe will actually do it.
I'll do it.
I'm not
He
going
hasn't
to.
even
This
smoked
guy,
weed.
I don't see him doing it.
I'm not.
Well, actually, weed.
I'm open to smoking
I
weed.
feel like
I just
smoking
haven't.
weed is like almost more intrusive in your body. Weirdly, mushrooms. You don't go like and then have like mad come downs and fall out of you. You know, it's not like doing coke or like a nasty synthetic drug. This is what I was going to say. As a man of science, two things I do know to be true is that we have processes, receptors in our brain to process only two things: psilocybin or marijuana, effectively the THC, psilocybin. So we were grown as organisms to be able to process these particular things that are on the planet that are readily available to us.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason why, since the dawn of history, every civilization has experience with either psychedelics or THC to expand their minds, to grow, to find some kind of peace. That's beautiful, man. We should definitely do a bit of that. But also, if you start fucking calling me Mungo Bean and putting braids in my hair, I'm going to tell you to fuck off. I don't need to be that hippie different.
Jeff, thank you so much. That hour flew by, dude. That was
Oh, yeah.
super fun.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a real pleasure to talk to you guys. Way more civilized than I thought.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, we're sometimes we can be, and then other times it's
Guys, I came on here, you were clean cut, and I said cunt like 20 times. So
We love it, but you're British.
But I said twat, mate. If you have anything you want to plug, please feel free to. I know you have
I do actually. I've got some shows coming up. I'm going to be in Vegas at the Comedy Cellar at the end of August through the first week of September. So you can find tickets at comedycellar.com or at jeffreyleach.com.
almost football season. We would have come. We usually go to Vegas once a year.
Man, I can't wait to perform with you guys.
Maybe we do mushrooms out there.
Yeah,
absolutely. We're going to do that. We're going to make that. We should literally. We'll go down
I'll
with
do
some
it.
cameras
I'll
and
do it.
we'll make
Dylan
the content.
would love to.
Oh, he would come down and
Would you
visit
videotape
me.
it, Dill?
It'd be fun, yeah.
Yeah,
he would do it.
would
Yeah,
love it.
Dylan would do it in a heartbeat. Sorry, go
Also,
ahead. Get your
no
plug.
worries. I'm actually going to be in Palm Springs as well, performing at the Agua Caliente Casino.
Oh, nice.
On the 22nd of July. I'm getting $3 for it. Is more. July 22nd, so you can get tickets from, again, I'll put all that on my website, jeffreyleach.com. And the final thing I'd love to plug, if anyone's like into watching live streams as well, because you have like a big audience for your streaming in your YouTube content, etc., and your TikTok content. I have a YouTube and a Facebook gaming channel, Jeff Leach. Find me on there. Just search Jeff Leach. You'll find it.
So those people that don't know how to spell Leach.
Leach. JEFF Oh, and actually, I'm going to give away 3 comedy projects at the end of the year.
Comedy
I'm
projects?
going to probably do them free. Yeah, I think I'm going to release them on YouTube. I don't even think I'm going to sell them.
Like
I
little
have
specials.
a comedy spectacular.
Okay.
I didn't want to start with a special. I went for a spectacular.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So it's got like written material, crowd work, sketch, a rap music video, a dramatic monologue that links it. So it's a real fucking comedy art.
Yeah, this is your Nanette.
It's my... Wow, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean...
Just ignore it.
Sure.
Yeah. The other one's out.
And then I've got 1 hour stand up special at Shot of the Comedy Cellar that will come out after that, and then I got a half-hour comedy crowd work special that's going to come out.
Hell yeah, dude. Congrats on
Plenty
everything.
of material.
Follow my shit.
Yeah, dude, please check out Jeff Leach, Leach, on all the platforms.
Also, we're going to be doing the Tours Lava. First couple of dates are coming out. We're going to be announcing more dates as we go.
But we just nailed down
Louisville, Wisconsin,
Wayne.
Indiana, Washington. So we are mowing through states,
Tacoma,
adding more as we go. So
Tours
keep posted
Lava.
on that. Everything Virzi Triplets.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Jeff, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Other Jeff, thanks for letting us
Appreciate
use the studio. Dylan, thank you for
Being late.
yeah. All right. Bye.
Yo, that was